ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். We are going through some of the fundamental principles in Sri Vaishnavam. Now let us try to understand a very important principle, concept named Varnashrama Dharmam. Sriman Narayana Bhagavan is known as Ubhaya Vibhuti Natha, the Lord of two abodes, that is Nitya Vibhuti and Leela Vibhuti. Nitya Vibhuti is the eternal abode where he is permanently residing and enjoying with Nitya Suris and Muktatmas. Nitya Suris are his eternal associates who are untouched by karma. Muktatmas were in samsara before and subsequently they were liberated and they have reached Paramapadam, Sri Vaikuntham, and is serving Bhagavan there. On the other hand, there is samsara where innumerable Atmas are present. They are all known as Baddhatmas. They are bound in this samsara. This samsara is constantly created, sustained and destroyed. It is a continuous process. The main anchoring factor for the process of creation, sustenance and destruction is known as karma. This karma determines an Atma's birth in this particular world. Here birth means acquiring a body. Death means relinquishing the body. This is what is generally said in Shastram as birth and death. One may acquire any type of body. Deva, Manushya, Tiryak, Stavara. These are four types of species. They are known as Jati in Shastram. Jati really indicates whether one is born in celestial clan or human clan or animals and birds clan or plants and trees and so on. These are all different types of bodies one may acquire. When one acquires these forms, these bodies, they act according to the capacity in that particular body. Now here, the Varnashrama Dharma comes into existence in this samsara. This Varnashrama Dharma is only present in samsara. Shastram determines an optimal way one can function in this world so that one can progress spiritually and finally attain Bhagavan. This Varnashrama Dharma shown in Vedam and Dharmashastram is present mainly for the pleasure of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana, because he is the Lord of both Nitya Vibhuti and Leela Vibhuti, and to have the Leela Vibhuti samsaram working in a functioning in a orderly manner, Bhagavan has arranged this Varnashrama Dharma through Shastram. Bhagavan himself says in Sri Bhagavad Gita Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagasaha. In that shlokam, Bhagavan says this classification of 4 varnas are done by himself. He did it, and he divided these varnams based on qualities and the action one needs to do. Qualities, as we well know, Sattvam, Rajas, Tamas. Sattvam is goodness, Rajas is emotional, passionate attitude, Tamas is dullness, lethargy, and so on. So based on the qualities and based on the action one needs to do, Bhagavan has divided people into these 4 different varnas. It is not that after one is born, one acquires these qualities and actions. Rather, it is the other way around. Based on one's past karma accumulated over countless births in this samsara, one takes birth in a particular family. After taking birth in that family, one has to uphold the traditions of that family by taking up the varnashrama dharma properly. So what is this varna and what is ashrama? Varna is divided into 4 categories: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Ashrama is also divided into 4 types: Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. Now, to understand this Varnashrama Dharma, we can see a simple example of a company, an organization, how it works. If you look into that example, then if you go back to the Varnashrama Dharma, the reality, then we can relate to the principle very easily. An organization is created by a founder. A particular person has a particular objective to be accomplished, so he creates a particular organization. While creating the organization, he creates the rules and regulations, the guidelines for the functioning of the company, of the organization. This is the first point we have to remember. We will relate to all of these with Varnashrama Dharma subsequently. First we will see the example. The next aspect is, in the company, in the organization, there will be multiple departments, areas such as finance, legal, procurement, sales, marketing, production, IT. There are potentially so many different departments. In each of these departments, there will be specific qualification, experience, which will be expected from those who join in that particular department. Each department has its own importance, and the departments may also be classified as higher management, middle management, lower management, workers, and so on. Now the terms higher management, middle management, lower management, these may look like discrimination or attributing one person to be high or another person to be low and so on. But that is just the position. Similarly, one may think that finance department is very, very important. They have great significance. Someone may think that legal department is more important. So there may be specific praises, greatness attributed to each department at times. But the fundamental principle here is the individual, he is to be treated equally with all other individuals. An individual cannot be said as high or low based on the work he is doing. But there may be significance for a particular task, for a particular work or a department. Let's remember this. Now the next aspect is there are also multiple levels in the organization based on one's experience and seniority in the company. For example, a person who is joining brand new in the company may be named as entry level person, junior. There may be another person who has worked in the company for 10 years, another person who may have worked for 30 years, another person may have dedicated their life to the company. So these levels are also there. Again, here also the principle is the experience and the level is respected specifically, but the individual should be treated equally. Now there may also be certain special favors, facilities given for certain people. For example, when the CEO of the company comes in to the office, someone may be driving his car. When the car stops, someone may rush and open the door. Someone may grab his briefcase and he may have 5 or 6 personal assistants and servants for him. But the same facilities may not be given for a worker who is working in the office or a factory. Now it's a particular comfort or facility given for a particular position. We can remember this point as well. Finally, let's say there is an outsider, a person who is not working in this company. For him, these ranks such as CEO or general manager or these facilities given to them, whether he has got a car, 4 or 5 servants and so on, none of these matter for the one who is outside the company. All of these are relevant only for the people who are working in that company. This point also need to be remembered. So this is the example. Now we come into the reality of Sanatana Dharmam, Varnashrama Dharmam. We saw there was a founder for the organization. Here the founder for this world is Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the one who is creating, maintaining and destroying the world. So he is the founder, he is the creator here. Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. Now there is a set of rules and regulations given by the founder in the organization example. Now here also there is a set of rules and regulations, that is Shastram. Everything is conducted based on Shastram. There is an objective for the founder for creating the organization. Similarly, Bhagavan's objective is to help all the Atmas, countless bound souls, to progress spiritually. That is the goal for Bhagavan. That is why he is constantly creating the world. Now the Shastram is based on Atma and body combination. Just like the rules and regulations in the company is based on the combination of the individual as well as the positions which are present in the company. Here also the Shastram is based on Atma and body combination, because It is based on the body, the Atma is going to function. Without the body, Atma cannot function. So, Atma is the person who is the driver, body is like the vehicle. Now, the body's function is controlled, is happening based on Shastram. So, the Shastram is focused on Atma-body combination. So, the Varna and Ashrama, let us see that now. Varna is similar to the different departments, different groups in the company. Also, it can be seen as higher management, lower management, middle management, workers and so on. The four Varnas, again they are all limited to the body. The Atma does not have any Varna. Atma cannot be said as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So here Varnas are related to body only. The four Varnas are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Each have their own tasks cut out as per Shastram. Brahmana has 6 tasks: Adhyayanam, Adhyapanam, Yajanam, Yajanam, Danam, Pratigraham. These are the 6 tasks for the Brahmana. This is all he needs to do. This is his set of duties. Adhyayanam is learning Shastram, learning Vedam. Adhyapanam, teaching that. Yajanam, doing yagams, yajnams for self. Yajanam, doing it for others. Danam is giving charity, donating to others. Pratigraham is accepting charity. So these are 6 duties limited to Brahmana. Next is Kshatriya. Kshatriya has similar duties. Among the 6 duties identified for the Brahmana, Kshatriya has 3 of them: Adhyayanam, Yajanam, Danam. He can learn Vedam and he can recite Vedam on his own after learning from a guru. Yajanam is he can do yagams and yajnams for the self. He can do it for himself. Danam is he can give charity. Now he cannot teach Vedam to others. He cannot do yaga yajnams for others and he cannot accept charity. Instead of these 3 aspects, he has other duties such as protecting the country, protecting the citizens, administering the country and so on. For Vaishya, similar duties exist. He can also learn Vedam and recite Vedam on his own. He can do yaga yajnams for himself. He can give charity. He also cannot teach to others Vedam. He cannot do yaga yajnams for others. He cannot accept charity. He has other duties such as protecting cows, doing trade, business and so on. Shudras have the responsibility to serve Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya in their respective activities. Now there is nothing higher or lower in these Varnas. Just as we saw in the organization example, sometimes finance may be praised, sometimes legal may be praised as important. Similarly, in Shastram, in the world as well, sometimes people praise Brahmana Varna, sometimes people praise Kshatriya Varna, depending on the context. Irrespective of who is praised, the Atma is the same. Atma has same respect and every person must be respected equally. This is something we have to remember. Now, in the organization example, we saw that to get into a particular department, one has to have some qualification and experience and so on. Similarly, here, the driving force for one to be born in a particular family, Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra, karma is the driving force. Previous past karma and other factors such as one's wish in the last moment in his previous birth and the situation and so on, these all determine which family he is born in. So it is not a random occurrence that one is born in any family and one can become anyone. But one is born in a particular family because of one's past karma, and one has to fulfill that commitment, fulfill that tradition and uphold that tradition. That is the duty of anyone who is taking birth in any family. Even after taking birth in a particular family, let us say a person is born in a Brahmana family, while taking birth he is considered as Shudra only. After Sanskaram, Yajnopavita Sanskaram, Upanayana Sanskaram, then only he qualifies to be a Brahmana. Same thing applies in Kshatriya and Vaishya also. So it is a natural process in this samsara for one's orderly functioning. This is something we have to remember here. Now looking at the ashrama, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi are the four ashramas. This is similar to, we saw in the organization example, the seniority. Junior, senior, very senior and totally dedicated to the company. So we can compare that here. So Brahmachari is like the entrant state. He is just a new entrant and he is learning. His whole scope is to learn. Grihastha is the one who has gained experience and now he is married and he is settled in a life, family life. He has the responsibility to support brahmacharis and sannyasis. Vanaprastha is similar to retired person. He has worked sufficient and he is now taken retirement. He is now gone to the forest and living there peacefully without any disturbance. Vanaprastha is almost extinct these days. Finally, there is sannyasa ashrama where the individual is totally committed to the society, to the upliftment of the society, and he is always looking at guiding others who seek guidance. Again, here also, just like the organization example, each person is to be respected individually, but their positions may grant additional favors, additional honors, whether it is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra or Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. Depending on one's position, one may have higher honors, one may have veneration from others and so on, but as an Atma, everyone is at par. Everyone is focused on progress spiritually. Now, all of these are applicable only for those who believe in Sanatana Dharma. For the outsiders, none of these are relevant. None of these matter. For insiders, those who accept Sanatana Dharma, one has to inquire from elders and understand about these concepts clearly to avoid misunderstandings. There are few doubts one may have in these principles. First is whether this varna is based on birth or it is just based on one's guna and karma, as we saw in the beginning. Now the division of guna karma, division based on guna karma is already done during the creation itself. Bhagavan has set right the varna system. This is what is varna. So that is what the division Bhagavan spoke about there. Now the individual, having born in a particular family, he has the responsibility to live according to that particular karma, according to that particular birth. This is an important aspect. Similarly, for the one who is focused on liberation, for example, Sri Vaishnavas, Prapannas or any anyone who is focused on liberation, for a person who is focused on liberation, this varna is not going to matter. He is not going to be bothered whether he is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, whether he is a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha or Sannyasi. He understands that he is Atma and he has to progress according to the guidelines given in Shastram. So that is how he will look into it. So when we say this, one cannot conclude that then he will not care about what Varnashrama Dharmam says. That is not the point. The point is, he will remain in whatever position he is and he will focus on his upliftment, his liberation. For example, whether one is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, it doesn't matter. Same way, one is Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, it doesn't matter. If one surrenders to Bhagavan, one can be liberated. That is the ultimate goal, to be free from these clutches of samsara. That can be accomplished irrespective of whether one is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So, a person who is claiming to be or who is interested in liberation, he will never bother about what varna he is. Now when we say this, we cannot also say that he will disrespect Varnashrama Dharma. That is also not meaningful, because being a devotee of Vishnu, if one disrespects Varnashrama Dharma, then that is also meaningless. So one will respect the Varnashrama Dharma and abide by the rules and regulations. At the same time, one will be focused on one's liberation. So this is a brief overview of Varnashrama Dharma. Alvar Emberemanar Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download Koyil, K-O-Y-I-L app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, Koyil.org.